Hi everyone, welcome to day 28 of 30 days of flowers. We are almost at the end. It's so exciting, but also a bit sad that we're going to be finishing. But however, we have this lovely fuchsia to colour today. Now fuchsias tend to be pink and purple. We can look at a photo to guide us, but I'm going to just go for it and use some colours and off we go. I'm using Polychromos today, Faber-Castell. I just grabbed them. I thought they would work well with this particular flower. So I'm going to start with the very inside part of the fuchsia. Sorry. Actually, I'm going to start with these. These bits in here are going to be the same colour as these because they're the inside of these petals, but they'd probably be a little bit darker because there's some shadow in there. So this is the light magenta pencil. I'm not sure how easy it is for you to see. And I'm just going to put a layer of light magenta over the whole, over every petal that I want to be this colour, just to start with, because I need to gauge how many layers I might need of this colour as I add shadows and shading. So we've got a light layer here. I'm going to do these little bits here that are hanging down in this colour too. I don't know whether they would be this colour. You can use a photo to help you if you want to get the colours more spot on. Now I think these petals here on the inside are going to be dark, so I'm putting some more colour inside there to make them look like they're further away and they're in shadow. Okay, and then with these larger petals we have still got some shadow from these petals in the top, so I'm going to put a layer, but it's not as dark as down here, so a little bit at the top of each one, like that, and then they're overlapping here, so pop some in there where there would be a little bit of shadow where they're overlapping each other. There we go. Okay, and I think that will do for now for that bit. Now the upper petals I am actually going to do in a darker colour, in a purple. This purple is particularly nice, so that's why I'm choosing it. We're not going to try and match it to an exact variety of fuchsia. We're going to pick colours that I like. This is Manganese Violet, which I'm going to use for these 5. I'm going to do the same as I did here and just apply a light layer to start with. So yes, you can. You don't have to take my slightly off-the-cuff type approach. You are very welcome to look at the fuchsias and copy one, because this actual picture is very, very lifelike, should I say. Looks very, you can identify it's definitely a fuchsia. It looks very much like one, so you can copy one and get yours looking spot on colour wise if you wish. And some fuchsias are red and some are much darker pink. So there are lots of colours you can go for. Now that is the basic. And I'm going to go in with darker touches where they overlap like I did before, and in here. I'm going to take this darker colour further up because it's really quite pale at the moment and I want it to look darker. So I'm going to add a few more, an extra layer to every part of the petal, the extra ones down here where it will be more shadowy. And we'll do the same here. So here where it overlaps the other petal, we'll put quite a dark layer, so just layering up more, and then I'm going to fade that as we go up the petal, but I am going to do a little layer over the whole thing. Okay, and you can just keep layering up until you've got the shade that you want. Now this is our most front facing petal, so it is the one that's going to be most light in colour. It will still be a little darker down here, And there'll be a little bit of shade, but mainly it's not going to be that dark. So as with the others, I'm going to put another layer of colour on there just because I think it's a little sparse. But I'm not going to really layer up too much, apart from just a little bit at the bottom there. Okay. And then this one, where it touches that petal and where it's near the centre there, going to go in quite dark and then fade that up the petal. There we go. And our last one, same method again. Now you could go in with a darker colour pencil if you want to really emphasize these shadows. You could go in with a dark indigo or your mauve, something like that, but I'm quite happy with how it looks. I'm not going to fiddle with that. Now we have this bit, and this bit, and I'm actually going to do all of those in pinks and purples because I think that's probably the colour they would be, and I think it will look pretty. So I'm going to grab a slightly lighter, actually darker, different shade of purple, this one, which is number 136, which is Purple Violet, and I'm going to do this this piece. So I'm going to again start lightly, but put a bit more in around where the petal is. We want the petal to stand out so that you can tell the petal is in front, but also we need a little around the edge to give it a more three-dimensional look. Hopefully that has worked. I'm going to use this one again for this one, so around the edge and quite a lot at the bottom, and then fade towards the centre. You can keep going in with more layers until you're happy, but don't put many in the middle. Okay, and then the same here. So quite a hard layer around the outside, less towards the middle, and then just keep layering up until you're happy. There we go, I'm happy. So that is our fuchsia. Now we have to think about the leaves. Now I think they're quite a mid-green, which is not a very good description of colour. I am thinking this leaf green would just be right. Now the stem is quite narrow, so I'm going to start there and put down a reasonably hard layer, a couple of layers. You see I'm going up and down. I'm not pushing really hard, I'm just going up and down to get a few layers of colour on the page, because I'm not going to add any more colour onto the stem. We'll fiddle around with the leaves in a minute. So it's just a matter of getting some colour down here first. There we go, and here. Okay, so with the leaves, we've got a turned over bit here and we've got two leaves. I'm going to make them look similar, and I'm going to continue this hard layer of colour onto the bottom of the leaf. I think that just looks more natural, rather than if we started a different colour here we'd have a sort of line. I think it would look a little bit odd. And then fade it down the leaf a little. But there would be a shadow where this turned over bit is. I'm just putting a little layer there. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit at the bottom. Just fade that. Like that. We'll come in with another colour in a moment. So same here. Quite a heavy layer at the bottom. And then fade it down. I think this is why I often do a darker base of a leaf and lighter tip, just because it sort of feeds in from the stem, which I tend to do darker. I don't know if that is right though, but I mean, is there a right new colouring? Okay, I want a lighter colour. I'm going to go for the grass green. How easy that is to see. Give it a sharpen. Ooh. And start at the tip and then work my way down until I'm happy with the blend and the saturation of colour. You can get quite a lot of colour into that leaf because this colour is very similar to the last one. They blend together and look almost the same, which I like. Now for here, I'm going to take the colour up. I will fade it as we go, but I just want there to be green on the whole of it. Okay, let's give that a little sweep. Just try bang my brush. There we are. Now I'm not going to do a background on that flower at all. I think it's perfectly fine as it is. You could do a few dots, you could do a few shapes, all sorts of things, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. I think there's quite a lot going on. We've got a few different colours, we've got pieces hanging down. I think that's quite enough. So that's how I'm going to leave it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, those sorts of things if you want to. Ask me questions in the comments if you've got any. I'm very happy to answer if I can. I have a try. I don't know everything, obviously, but I'll try and help you out if I can. And don't forget to look out for me on other social media channels too, where I publish pictures that I may not have done for videos. You can get to see some of the other sorts of things that I'm doing if you want to. The links are all in the description. So thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely day and happy colouring.